Hi, it's Ileana, and today I am going to discuss the seeings of the Anunnaki, which was a psychic sort of remote viewing, I believe, that Inelia Benz had done in 2014, and she is very perceptive. She sensed that this happened in her meditation, and she recorded it on the phone. She sensed that the Anunnaki were indeed returning. She said that she felt when she looked at them there was dissonance, that many of them had left, but not really were gone. So they hadn't truly left. They went underground, some went off-world, but they've been biding their time and they're getting ready to return. And that they had indeed worked on the Adamic DNA, on the primate DNA, and that they altered it to be worker drones, literally, to work to mine the gold for the Anunnaki. And so but what they didn't understand, the Anunnaki, is that we had a higher intelligence that is beyond 3D. In the alternate realms, beyond 3 dimension, our soul capacity is very special. We can't just be programmed to be worker drones. We're far more than that. That's what she sensed on the higher dimensions. And this is what the Anunnaki failed to see. They just saw the DNA as a tool to alter, but they didn't see beyond 3D, beyond the DNA into the soul energy, because there's the DNA, which is energetic, and there's the creation of the beings themselves, which is on a soul field vibration, on higher dimensions, on a higher existence plane, which they did not see. And the original beings who created basically the original beings that created us, the 12th dimensional Patal, they encoded a higher frequency set for us beyond just DNA. It's an energy source of higher self-awareness of the infinite beings that we are in the universe. So they encoded that, and the Anunnaki did not see that. And Inelia Benz was also very perceptive in that she sensed that the Anunnaki were here more than just to mine for gold, that they also mined for other precious resources on Earth, on the planet. They mined also for gems, for rubies. Rubies are a precious commodity. The red, orange fire rubies, they power refractory telescopes that can basically decloak holographic cloaking shields on planets and asteroids and moons, and they can decloak what's cloaked and hidden. So the Anunnaki were here for more than gold. Yes, they needed gold to save their planet, to replenish the atmosphere, but they were here for other precious minerals and gems, like the rubies, which there's sacred sites here on this planet Earth which are protected where these minerals are, the rubies. And they're worth far more than gold in these sacred locations that are not accessible to humans. And they're not accessible to the Anunnaki either at this point. So Inelia Benz is very intuitive and very psychic, because there was somebody else who mentioned to me that the Anunnaki were here for more than just gold. Gold was just one thing they were here for, but the rubies were something else. So it's one of these things that more than just gold. And the Anunnaki did not expect us to be beyond the human drones. That's what they were trying to design, but we were far more. We were intelligent, higher dimensional beings. They did not expect this, and they wanted to remove us from the earth eventually when they come back. But they also have a programming sequence that they, in the DNA itself, that they cannot destroy us. As sentient living beings, there's a certain program in the DNA that we cannot be destroyed because we're sentient. So they cannot go against that programming. They cannot undo what they already created. They cannot remove us from the planet Earth. We are their part of their creation, but we're far more. So I would highly recommend to listen to Inelia Benz on her seeings of the Anunnaki, which is following this video. So I'm including her video. And it's about 18 minutes, and there's pauses of quiet where she is just meditating, and the information is coming in to her about the Anunnaki and why are they coming back? What's the purpose? So again, to me, this is genuine, her reading, because I've been picking up the same things. Yes, the Anunnaki are returning, but their purpose is not to upgrade our DNA, it's to further manipulate our DNA. And yes, they're here for far more than gold again. They want the rubies. They want to go deeper in accessing resources of the earth. So, and Jenny Lee and I agree on this. We've both seen this. Jenny Lee is a remote viewer and a psychic. She's seen glimpses of this as well. And it matches up with what Inelia Benz has said in 2014. So please have a listen to that.
Hi, this is Inelia Benz for Ascension11.com. Today I want to share with you a recording that I found in my cell phone. When I go into meditation, I sometimes will be looking at something, that subject or a question that somebody has posed. And if some information starts coming through or the scene starts happening, I will switch on my phone and I'll record it. I found this recording today and I was quite surprised because I don't remember when I recorded it. So it's quite interesting. I listened to it and I thought that you might also find it interesting. It covers the subject of the Anunnaki and also their influence on the planet, and something quite new, which is our influence on their culture and their whole species and how that came about. And also, when I was looking at the DNA aspect of the question, I went into the architects of our species and the intent behind the construct of the human being. So I think that that is the most important part of this information, because it basically goes into how unlimited we really are. I invite you to look at the information as you listen to it, scan it with your own authority, have a look and see what resonates and how much further you can take it. So if you like it, do share it and put it on your blogs, and I will see you next time. Bye. I can feel their presence. The Anunnaki.
their importance, their science, technology, exploration, ownership, glamour, beauty, luxurious, gold, energetic resonance of material well-being. In their energy there is a dissonance. Their collective energy is dissonant. When I look into that dissonance, I sense an error and fear. They created a humanoid species on the planet, taking DNA material from a present species, which had been created by others, changing that material, making it denser, creating a new being, a being that can house a very advanced soul. It feels very much like that was not their intent, but the intent of the previous architects, the ones that created the original bodies. The Anunnaki did not see it, because all they could see was simply DNA at a physical level, not the ultra-dimensional level. They were creating drones, simple machines to carry out a task, exploiting the land, harvesting minerals and gems. After they were done, they left, leaving behind the drones and the semi-rulers that were programmed to give orders and to be obeyed. The error's nature is that they use their own DNA to make the drones that would accept orders and the drones that were able to give and be obeyed. By using their own DNA, they created an energetic, ultra-dimensional link to their own species. They were not aware of that link because they were not aware of the ultra-dimensional nature of DNA. For them it was very mechanical, very physical. they would have removed all of their creation as they left the planet. But they didn't. Something happened and they left it behind. The DNA continued to evolve, grow, becoming more expansive. Beings from around the universe were able to incarnate into three-dimensionality using these vessels, which would, in and of itself, trigger other strands, other aspects of that multi and ultra-dimensional DNA. Now the Anunnaki are coming back. Some of them never left, but became complacent. The ones that are coming back, the Puritans, and they're worried because our growth in awareness and power to affect the 3D creation affects them too. Suddenly and spontaneously, among their own people, are being born awakened and enlightened beings. Beings who can sense, see, and be aware of an existence beyond physicality. An existence beyond the games that we choose to play, importances and attachments. And that is breaking apart their once solid and everlasting society. There is fear. There are choices. To eliminate the human race, yet they cannot do it due to the nature of agreement in the physical universe. The program that they themselves wrote in the human species to survive, live, defend at all costs is still running and does not allow for an agreement of complete annihilation of the species. Something is afoot on the planet. An expansion of awareness so broad, so accessible to so many, never seen before. It could change reality as we know it. Yet panic and fear get triggered. How to express that all attachments are illusions, that all importances are insignificant. How to express that any games we can play in physicality, all the games that we have been aware of, are nothing compared to what we can play, what we can become, if only we're allowed the possibility of an alternative reality enter our minds and our field and our body. Why not just pretend? Pretend that there is another possibility. Pretend that it is you who creates the universe moment to moment. Pretend that this physical environment where you find your physical body in is just an illusion. An illusion that is as pliable as a child's Play-Doh set. Do you dare to pretend that this is true? Just for a moment, a second. And feel the winds of change as they pass through you. Time, space becoming a landscape moving, quickly past, faster and faster, so quickly that it becomes pure light. Do you dare to choose not to be a singular being? not to be the monologue of thoughts, dreams, importances, attachments, problems, fears, joys and loves, and experiences.